You're playing the wrong message.
Welcome to Southern Creator Channel. My name is Alan, and as we discussed at the end of last week's episode, today we're going to be focusing on small details, particularly looking at the food market. We've got all our fruit baskets, we've already got that done, where everyone's going to be selling, buying, and so on. Next, we're going to be doing some lanterns, little clothesline style Chinese lanterns that are going to across the some of the streets. We're going to do that. That's going to be fun. We also have a few little areas beside the river wall to finish up. Among a few of the things, let's go ahead and take a look at the food market. All right, here's our little bag of fruits and vegetables and food that we keep everything in. And here is what we have so far in the little food market area. I just wanted to have at least one little structure here, kind of a fanned out little covering. The rest of these will just be open. I'm actually waiting for some more fruit. I bought a few more of these, melons or whatever they are, and some other assorted odds and end food pieces from lego.com recently. It's going to take a few weeks to get here, but we've got to start on this. I think that's most of it that we're going to have. We might put in a couple more, 1 or 2 buckets, and that'll be that. We need to handle each end of this wall. Something else that we've been working on getting done with is the railing here. I'm actually waiting on one of these new 3x3 macaroni pieces from Lego. We'll be able to finish that off. Over here as well, we need to do some tiling right here. The next thing I actually want to focus on before we get to that stuff is we're going to see about hanging some lanterns out here. That's going to be fun. Primarily, probably right here. We might try to see if we can do one over here. We'll see. I don't know if we have very many opportunities to hang some things over here, but let's start looking at that and we'll come back in a minute. Here is our bag of various assorted little pipes and chains. I found what I needed in here and we were able to create, it is my son and I, a system hooking these things up under the roofs of lanterns to go over the streets. My daughter, of course, designed the little lanterns and we built them, my son and I. There's 3 more over this little section of road there. And I feel like 3, although that one over here is a bit hidden. I feel like these are probably enough. I envisioned a couple more early on in the project, but I think too much more would really clutter up the area. I think a couple there is gonna be just fine. I don't want to hide the signs and hide that nice little alleyway too much more. So that looks good. I have also removed, per many people's advice, I have removed the 5 or 6 yellow flowers I had on this tree. I only had 5 or 6 of those yellow ones. I have an entire bag of these pink ones. So even though I'd initially intended for this to be a different species of tree from these small little cherry trees, I will go ahead and be putting pink flowers on this one. A lot of people have told me that consistency would look better for the purposes of this build, so that's what we're going to do. I will put pink on those. I think next I'm going to need to clean this up and finish this up for the walls as well. I don't know if we want to put a nice little square end cap to these walls on either side. We might do something like that. So let's see what we do with these items. I have added these round end posts to the river wall there, put some foliage in around it, and I think we've more or less completed that little chore. And because I am a man of the people, I have also added pink flowers to the main large tree, so it is now uniform with all the other trees in the build. As I said, I am a man of the people and I love democracy. So there you have it. Now, what next? What can we work on next? Maybe I go ahead and put the river plants back in. Let's see how that looks. The river plants are back in. You may remember, if you've been watching this whole series, back in the first couple of episodes, I had gotten these plants in when I put the river in, but I kept knocking them down as I was working on all of the rest of this. So I temporarily removed it all, but now it is back. And I personally I'm very pleased that we had this idea initially. I like the notion of water plants. So now we have ones up here in the pond. I have them down here in the river. It is a nice accent. Okay, moving on. I think one more thing that I want in here is I want to hang some fish from these bars. That was the original intention, is that this be a fish shop. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Let's see what we can come up with. Okay, let's look at our fish market. How about that? What do you all think about that? I had that envisioned several months ago, and now it's finally done. So you got some crabs on the table, you got different kinds of fish hanging down. You can see where a few fish have been bought. Another thing that I'm glad I listened to my son on is weeds. He said, you know, Daddy, a lot of times weeds grow out of concrete. I think we should have some weeds here and there. It's a little tiny detail that his mind caught, right? That mine did not. And I think he's absolutely right. Having some little weeds in various places around the build, it's amazing what a little bit can do, right? A few weeds on the wall here. But yeah, having some weeds around in just little areas like that really does make a difference. I like how he did. I let him go ahead and put those down himself. I like how it turned out. So good job to my boy. Okay, let's back up here for a second. Look at what we got to do. Yeah. Okay. Well, what else did we do? Finished just some little more detail on these buildings. Got the roof done right there a week or two ago. I don't know if I talked about it yet or not, but basically everything else minus just a few pieces like this here and the macaroni pieces for right in here. I need those. Oh yes, I did put a little, I guess, bonsai tree or something like that on that balcony. It's those little details that I really like in people's builds. I love to see just little stuff like that pops up. So, okay, yeah, basically, I think most of this is finished. I still did want to add some more speckling to these roofs. But after that is done, we got to address this. I've got to do something up here. And then we're basically done. So, what do you all think of how the detailing down here has turned out? Right, we got weeds, we got the water plants, we have the market area, the fish, we've got the trees done. I think this is a decent level of detail for this. Well, I think for this week, that is where I'll call it. I have worked several days on all these little details. I am satisfied with where we're leaving off. So once again, thank you for watching. I hope you are enjoying this series. We're very close to being done. And I hope you all have a great day.